Good morning, everybody, and happy, whatever today is. Happy Wednesday, Tuesday. No, this is I have the wrong piece of paper out, don't I? It is the 1st of December, which makes this a Tuesday, which explains why my quote is in the wrong place. Okay, today's show is brought to you by Thomas Merton, who says, "Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time." Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time. So we've got to get a couple of things going on here, because we're missing Clip Studio, which is not in the right spot. I was getting myself on the National Do Not Call list, which I just found out you have to re-up every so often. So I hadn't re-upped, and that was why I was getting 3 phone calls in 30 minutes from people who wanted to make sure that my car warranty was correct. Since my car's warranty is literally a month old, I'm pretty sure that it hasn't expired. So there is that. Okay. Going to quickly, because I am not prepared for the show this morning, and I'm sorry about that. We're going to get this figured out here. Got to do Geekway Homes. But first, we go over to our desk and do that piece. We need paper. And come in here. Everything is moved around. Oh no. Sorry, guys. All the things got moved around. Which means that we've wasted a lot of time moving stuff back around. I apologize for that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to Alright. So we're just putting in our dots for our starts and our ends. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're going to do that. And we'll do a couple of curls here. Go wee like this. And like that. And then we'll there we go, just like this. Okay. Again, we're going to just use a normal 0.4. And man, I'm getting killed by bots today. I mean, I don't have any followers on Twitter except bots. Or Twitch. Except bots. That's all I got. Okay, keep your elbow up and your wrist loose. We're going to start here. We're just going to try to draw that line straight. This is all about practice. right? Same thing here. Okay, we'll do those. Same thing with these long ones. There we go. So we're just trying to make it so that we can finish this and do these long lines like this. And again, for those of you who are just joining me for the first time, I try to use we always want to use a nice, relatively nice fine line pen. But I also try not to use like the Sakuras or something like that. Again, we start here and we're going to look there. So you want to look there and pull the pen to it. Look at our destination. Look at our destination. Look at our destination. Like that. The idea is just we're practicing getting used to trying to look at the destination. Okay. So we're going to just trace these half circles. What gets me is it's the same guy coming in on Twitch, the same spammer, and I just can't, there's nothing I can do to block him. Because he comes in on a different name every time. And all he does is post the one, you want to buy followers? Click here, and we'll buy lots of viewers for you. Well, yeah, I mean, everybody wants viewers, but we all know better than to click on that. So, here we go. We're working on Geekway Homes. We've got yet another Geekway Homes comic to do. It is the top of the month. So we're going to go over here. We're going to pull up my Geekway Homes folder. One can argue that this particular show is sponsored by Geekway Homes. One can argue that. I think we are on page 2 at this point in time. Right, we're finally on page 2. There's only 3 of these left. The problem... Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm trying to remember what the gag was on closing. I thought it was... I thought we were making some kind of gag about signing, because I seem to remember that being a thing. And we have a problem with the monitor. Not connecting. There we go. There. Every so often I just have to unplug and... I kind of feel like that it'd be useful to have switches on USB ports. Like a USB switch. So you can switch down, switch back up. Because it seems like that has to happen about once every 2 weeks. I've got to unplug and replug in USB stuff. I kind of wish that was... I always like to think that would be the problem of only one of my computers, but that has happened now consistently with a number of computers. So, wonder if there's a way. I wonder if there's some kind of way to make a USB switchboard. You plug all your USB devices into the top of the switchboard, and then the switchboard has USB connections from the bottom of the switchboard. And you can just click, 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 click. It has little labels so you can label it. Then I just go, hang on, click, click, and there I'd restart the connection to the USB there by cutting it and reconnecting it. I feel like there's a certain amount of belief that computer systems are Loctite and watertight and never fail. And since they never fail, you end up with these convoluted processes to make them work. So there's your $1 million idea, if somebody wants to do it. If you make money off of this, I ask that you become a patron at patreon.com/G.S.Davis Art. So if you steal this idea, have a ball, have a field day, go make $1 million. But if you do, come back here and become a patron so that, show some love. That's all I ask. I'll come up with the ideas, but I'm never going to commit to them, and I know that. So there's that thing. Okie dokie. Here we go. We're going to add a new raster layer. And so I think the gag here is going to be that we've got Nate here. I really need to turn that background on. I can't see anything. Nate here. And Connie is smaller here. And here's the dad. And they're too high, so I'm going to need to bring them down so that they can be out of the text zone up there. Good morning, Donald. How are you this morning? Everything going well? How was your Thanksgiving? I didn't see you yesterday, so I'm kind of hoping your Thanksgiving went well. We had steak. I like steak. So the joke here is, so did you close? Right. And or maybe how'd your closing go? That's probably better. Let's use the right terminology. Maybe over here the gag is that she's Noodly arms. Noodle, noodle. Right. See? Steak. We should make this a new tradition. I've decided that. We're going to do steak for Thanksgiving. Call it Steaksgiving. I think I'm onto something here. I think that's a beautiful idea. There's no run on steak. It's actually relatively cheap during Thanksgiving. And B, personal opinion, but it tastes better. I mean, I'm not against turkey, really, honestly. Turkey's fine. I'm just not a fan, you know? Whereas I am a fan of steak.
And if we do it that way, the stakes won't be so high.
Yeah, you're funny, but you can't be heard on the microphone. I'm just saying.
I know, but totally original joke though.
So, well, there you go. You get yourself your own turkey, too. See, it's kind of like having your steak and eating your turkey, too. I don't know. There's something there. I'm working on it. Give me time. Give me time. Now, this joke on this particular comic comes from an actual moment that occurred when we bought this house. My wife was signing all of the documents. And there are a gajillion of them. There are hundreds of little documents. And it's just so many. And my wife was signing, and then this is a sign, and then the next sign, and then the next sign, and then the next sign, initial. I mean, it was just like this ongoing. And she never had, I mean, she couldn't stop. She just kept going. So, part of the whole problem here is that every night for 2 weeks, mac and cheese. Is that intentional or by just circumstances of your situation? I mean, because like I can't imagine eating mac and cheese for 2 weeks. It's like eating ramen. I love ramen. I love mac and cheese, but there's a top end limit to it. It just seems brutal. I'd be so sick of mac and cheese. Oof. Anyway, this is a joke that stems from that story. Ooh, that's brutal, man. That's brutal. I've been there, though. I've been there. With me, it was ramen, but I get it. I wish there was some way I could help you. Sadly, many problems seem to be contagious at this moment. But we'll see. I mean, maybe there is some way we can help. Anything can happen, right? That's the positive thing about the world. Anything can happen. At least it's not boring. Good. Okay, good. So you'll make it through. That's good. I'm glad. I'll worry about you otherwise. Thank you. All right. Ah, man. Let's see here. Congrats. On closing on your new house. House. Oh yeah, you can put and you can put that turkey. Even if you didn't, I mean, you could buff up the mac and cheese with the turkey. I mean, although at this point, you're probably thinking, I'm lucky I don't have to eat any more mac and cheese. Because that'd be what I. That's where I'd be. Oh man. Okay. Somebody has had to invented the idea of a USB switch. I can't imagine that I have thought this up myself. But I'm hoping that maybe what I can do is buy a USB switch and sit it right here so I can just go click, click, and reboot the connection. Well, see, now that's nice. That's what friends are for. Okay, so what we're going to do here. Okay. So we're going to move the microphone just a little bit there. I hate it whenever I breathe on my microphone. So I'm trying to make sure the mic's not in the way. Thanks. Absolutely fair. They kind of have to, you have to kind of believe that he's watching over all of us because, protects children, puppies, and I don't know, there's something about this that there's a joke here somewhere and I'm working on it and I cannot seem to get to it, but that's okay. Girl character's name, which makes total sense. I forget my own name, so forgetting her name doesn't surprise me at all. Did we say it anywhere? Because I don't remember if we've ever said Angie. Angie is her name. Angie is a little beat after signing the papers, but pull through. Angie had a little bout. All right. Alien jokes about COVID. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of the jokes are really funny. Okay, so Nate then says about of what? And noodle arms. She gets noodle arms. I think this works. We've got some. There we go. There we go. So, about of noodle arms. We'll go across like this. And we'll get Nate to be helpful here. There we go. Oh, gotcha. That kind of alien jokes. Every time somebody says alien, that's a lot of loud barking over there, isn't it? Every time somebody says alien, I see these guys. Right? Xenomorphs. And so, it's kind of funny. It's like alien jokes, and so I was like, aliens. Aliens. Yeah, I have, I love these guys. These are, like, really cool. You know, like, here's Sulu and Kirk. And I have two versions of Spock so that you can have the evil twin of Spock. Makes it funnier. I do like, I collect all of the. Anytime Star Trek shows up in a Lego set, even if it's not a Lego set, I collect them. And so, here's my Klingon with a batleth. I wonder what's going to happen now that Viacom has merged with CBS. Sometimes it's kind of cool when I'm trying to remember how this works. Yeah, this guy's got a light. You get a kick out of some of this stuff. The thing is, I don't collect a lot of things, but every so often I have a thing that I just can't live without. And it takes a lot of effort because usually I don't have the money to actually buy the things, so we have to kind of go through the long process. And it's hard to see. It's a face hugger. The face hugger is on Spock. Spock with a face hugger. Okay. I'm easily entertained. I could probably do some kind of comics with these things. I know that. I keep thinking that'd be fun. And every so often I go out and I look to see what's available. Okay, we got Nate. Nate's a bigger guy than okay. I could have made that easier for you to see by enlarginating the monitor. Sorry about that. Actually, we want to make Nate's faces more a square face. The caricature of Nate is generally a little bit rounder and a larger lower jaw than this guy. His caricature is very thin, little, a great triple. Yes. All right. There we go. Yep, I agree. Mental triples would be funny. Okay, so what we're doing here. Okay. His ears are really low. I'm looking over here to see what the character looks like on the original drawing. So that's what I keep looking back for. There we go. Noodly arms. Okay. Now that we've done that, we're going to go in here real quick. There we go. You're a peeping pastor. Oh, goodness. That's good, though. I like that. That one's funny. Okay, let's see how I've drawn him before. Give him he's kind of got, not really but he's sort of got that kind of going for him. Right. Huh. But if you're peeping past her, you don't even know her. Maybe that. Like, he's concerned. We should make him concerned. Right? I'll go over here. take a look at Connie over here. And just get her hair right. To know her is to know her. Okay, gotcha. There we go. Put Connie in. Now we've got Connie, and we've got Nate, and we've got our dude. All right. All right, that should be a reasonable sort of concept here. We should find our mouse. We should make this one 010.master.psd. There we go. That way we don't lose this. Okay. Second step, refine the artwork. And usually I would just skip this step and go straight to inking. But I'm not doing so good this morning. I'm just sort of, I don't know, I'm having problems concentrating and kind of staying on target. So I'm going to go for a two-step in here just to keep myself lined up and make sure that we don't mess this up. Because I feel like there's a good chance that I'll mess this up, right? So I don't want to have to come back and work on this more. So we're going to do this right the first time. And if this works, then we won't have to worry about it. So if I feel like that I have lost sort of focus, I'll often do a two-step sketch process, allowing me to do a couple of these so that I don't have to worry. That's cute. And I mean, oh no. Sometimes, oof, I'm just really, yeah, here we go. And this is where we kind of, in general, with comic strips, I don't generally need to go 2 steps in. Nah, you're not derailing my thoughts, my friend. You're telling funny jokes. I like funny jokes. Don't worry about that. No, I'm usually, whenever I do comics strips, I don't need to do these 2 steps. The 2 steps in is sort of a thing that I'll do for the more complex drawings. But a strip shouldn't take that long. The idea behind the strip is to only be within an hour or so. But on days like today where I am not feeling quite up to snuff, I kind of feel like that it's safer to do 2 steps on this. It costs me a little bit more time, but not a lot, right? And it makes for a better product. And that's always a good thing. There we go. And this guy is due today. So we kind of have to roll it as much as possible. And I don't have the luxury of just saying, nah, I'm not going to do this today. I'll do it tomorrow. I just really don't. Which is all right. Sometimes you just got to do the job, you know? Got to buckle down and do the job. There we go. I like the fact that Nate has evolved a flat top over time. He didn't know it, but he's got a flat top. And now Nate knows it. If he's watching this show, he now knows that he secretly has a flat top. He just didn't know he did. And now he knows. Yeah, it's the weather. I think the weather's taken a sour turn. I think all of us are low energy today, which is all right. It means 2 steps in on this, and that's not going to be a big problem. I'll get that under control. She has a very, Egyptian hairstyle going for her, especially in the super simplicity mode that you get from comic strips. It makes her look like she's just one of those Egyptians in the cave drawings. Not cave drawings. That's not what I was looking for. I think you guys get the idea. All right. There we go. Yeah, flat tops are great. I don't know if that's where Nate was headed, but that's okay. I live to, sometimes serve and sometimes not. And that's the way it goes. And Marines have worn flat tops since World War II, so there's nothing wrong with that. What's she got a bout of? Noodly arms. Whee! Give her her little wigglies. And make this, see, this kind of looks creepy if you don't actually make the proportions right. We're gonna need that. There we go. There we go. So this actually did happen to my wife. She was having a hard time like grabbing her coffee cup and stuff because she'd signed so many things. Right? It does. It just looks like this suspicious mug. Like she's looking at it like, is it going to attack me? Is the mug going to attack me?
Mug sucks.
So we're going to go back in now on our third line here. We'll do the there we go. There we go. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this design. It seems to be okay. So I'm just going to go on ahead and alright, we'll just kind of Just like that. Right? Starbucks sounds. We only say it because we've got my Starbucks cup, which my trusty cup. However, my trusty cup is just full of normal coffee right now. I wonder if we could have a show of just, us sleeping. Seems like that'd be fun. Yeah. And, anybody who logs in, we're all asleep. Yeah. Think anybody would notice? Ooh, Java chip frappuccino, huh? That does sound good. Gotta admit, that'd be kind of cool. All right. Now double checking everything. That looks good. Come on here. The good news is 2 layers of drawing means that I can usually go on some semblance of autopilot here. Oh, good. It's about time for our break. And we'll get up and we'll walk around, which is important. But I like to first finish the stage that I'm on. Right? And we're here. Okay. Let's switch back to the ring camera. All right, everybody. You know the drill. We gotta stand up and stretch. It's important because I feel like I'm not. There we go. And walk around a little. All we need to do is just walk around the office a little. And stretch. Yeah. Wait. Go over here. Look outside a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so there's that. Make sure the world still looks good outside. It does. It's very pretty out there. So, all right, that's much better. I mean, still feel like Java sounds very good. Or some Java Frappuccino. But at least, I'm feeling a little bit better. Hey, now that we've got the camera full-sized, I can do the Spock thing. Oh, it's not going to focus on Spock. That's a shame. Do have sort of Kirk in his... It's like it just doesn't want to focus. I love these guys, though. They're really... What amazes me is these guys are like half the size of my G.I. Joes. No, not even that. They're like a third of the size of my G.I. Joes. And they are much more articulate than my G.I. Joes ever were. And it amazes me, All right. Back to work for us. We'll switch back to the monitor. Bork. And we get back into the game here. There we go. So we're just... There we go. Just like this. There. They're cool. I agree. Frappuccinos are pretty cool. Keep you frosty, man. They keep you frosty. Alright, we kind of do this. Alright, back to work, slaves. And that's be me's that I'm talking about there. Oh. There we go. We're making Nate with his buzz cut that, or his flat top that he didn't know he had. Keeps me entertained. Right? I mean, hey, that's the important part. He didn't know he had a flat top, but he did. We should also probably line up his beard, though, or his goatee. Okay. The sus mug. I feel like I'm going to have to, in text, say something a little bit more about this being a joke about not being able to, or signing too many pieces of paper. Otherwise, it looks like she's got some kind of horrible disorder. And that's not what we're really after here. Just a joke about signing too many pieces of paper. Not being able to pick up her coffee pot or coffee cup because she signed too many pieces of paper. Let's go ahead and make that. There. So all she's trying to do is pick up that cup of coffee. She's succeeding and not succeeding. Ooh, that's not good. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at our primary art. We're an hour in, and we've got primary art, which is good. I feel like she should be rounder. And she's like, at this point in time, like 9 months pregnant. So she is about as big as she's going to get. Poor kid. My wife was also a very small person when she was pregnant with my child, and it was the same thing. Looked like somebody had glued a basketball to the front of her or something. Very weird.
Considering that I'm also pretty small. That's about right.
And they still can't hear you, Kai.
I know. But I want them to.
I know you do. Okay. There we go. So I'm just going back in and giving some character to the lines. When you do that, it makes it so that the lines aren't fixed. Let's see if her hair is fillable. It is. Oh, good. All right. I really want to work on this hand, because even after this, we still have like weird shapes out here. Cartoony hands are easy to draw on purpose, but the problem, of course, is that we've already kind of wiggled her hands out and made them weird anyway. And anything we do, we don't want this to be disturbing. We want it to be funny. And so we have to be very careful how her hands end up at the end. If they end up, you know, there we go. Seal that and seal that. I want to make sure everything's sealed. Like I can see a hole in Connie's hair there, and there, and that. We seal all this up because we'll come in here and put in backgrounds, but it only works if the entire system is tightened up. Right. So there we go. And go to the back. And then we'll look to the front here and just tighten this up a little. There. Alright, let's go ahead and open ourselves up to the shared resources and textures, because we like putting the textures in. Kind of like these icy screens. Icy screens. I also see screens. I haven't used this one before because it has to download it off the internet. But we've got some good ones here. We've got like this flower one right here. Right. Copy that, and we'll paste it. I want to decide whether this works for, I think, this panel right here. I'll put it behind her, right? And then we need to make sure that the panels are together with the... There we go. Let's do this real quick. We need to go eat. Now we can go like this. The reason we want to do that is because then we can do this, and this, and this. Say Control-Shift-I and delete, and then deselect. And that gives us a little bit more of a... it just makes it a little easier. Just a little easier to do there. Let's check the tonal correction. Hue, sat, luminosity. We're going to be able to desaturate that because it's very, very, very red. It still has a lot of red in it. Let's see what I can do about getting it a little darker. I guess nothing. Not from here anyway. I need levels. But I'm not sure we have the ability to do levels in here, so we'll have to see what's going on. Let's see here. It's under edit. Do tonal correction, level correction. Maybe it does have a level correction. There's no middle though. That's what we're looking for right there. That's what we're after. Okay. So, it does have a levels function, which is good. No. There we go. Now, let's see what else we can do here. We've got our disco floor. I like disco floor. I'm just going to use like all 4 of these because these are really cool and give us the ability to do stuff. Like if we put this one in right behind Nate on this panel, like so. And we go bork, nope. We go to the main, bork, here, and here, and go here. Control-Shift-I, and take out everything except deselect. It makes that dark, and then all we have to do is just the things we just did. Tonal correction, hue, sat, make sure all the saturation's gone. Okay. There you go, tonal correction and level. And here we can see a lot more of what's going on. Right? There we go. And that works a whole lot better. And then I can just use this guy. Copy. And then paste. I'll take this guy and put him here. And just like the other one, I want to make him just slightly larger. Kid's teacher's dog is barking. Just having some problems with that. I don't want this to be dark. He's not dark right here. He's happy. He's like, hey, y'all's good. You know, everything's fine. There's nothing wrong, because he's a goofball. And he hasn't caught on his wife is miserable yet, because he's a goofball. But that's what he does, right? That's why he's lovable. Okay. I'm going to do one last pattern. I like these squares. I saved them for the last wall here. There we go. There we go. I'm going to take the saturation out again. I actually kind of like that color right where it is, and the level right where it is. So we'll go to the main, and then we'll grab all the pieces we can. There we go. And I think we are ready to call this one. I mean, it needs to be moved over to Photoshop for text, because as we have discussed in the past, the text function, sadly, in here is not so good. One of the other things I've noticed, Donald, is that I think a lot of people are having internet problems today. I don't know if we just had a lot of load on the system or whatever is going on, but it's not just you. My son's teacher has been talking about having internet problems all morning as well. So I think she's having issues there. You're having issues. Everybody's having issues. So I think that the internet's just a little borked. So I'm going to... Anyway, we're going to be done with that. And as usual, whenever I come up to the end of a project that only took an hour and a half, and I have a 2-hour show, I go on ahead and call it early so I can go to lunch early. You can go to lunch early. Everybody can go to lunch early. So we're going to go on ahead and call this right now. I think this one's done. It needs to be popped over onto Photoshop and stuff like that, but that'll be fine. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. I will see everybody tomorrow at the same time, and we will be working a little bit more on a couple of other projects. We've got a couple of things that still need to go out the door, and I still feel like that I'm behind. I am way behind on a lot of my commissions for the big commissions, like the ones for Ron Fortier and for Fred. The really big ones, they've got a lot of projects going on, and I just don't have the time to put that in at this moment. So it's an issue, but we're getting there. So we're going to be working on those a little bit more this week. I have been putting in a lot of time on maps and things like that for Bellatrix Rising, which has been very, very useful because I've been able to put in all of that kind of world building to make that world richer and have a good quality of things. So we'll be doing a little bit of that this week too. In the meantime, I'm going to head to lunch. You should too. And I'll see you tomorrow. And remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye. Gotta hit the end credits button. There.